there. All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. It is 8:56. It's not 6:30 a.m. It is September 27th, the last day of September. Not really the last day of September, but the last trading day of September. Hope everyone's feeling well. My name is Scott Redler, the Red Dog. Welcome to today's little powwow. So, what a week. I feel like it's been, a really, really nice trading sequence ever since the September 11th. I hate to say the word September 11th. Actually, I shouldn't hate it. I just got to remind yourself, of what happened then. But on September 11th, if you guys remember here, in the spies, remember that washout day where it felt as if the Bears were about to crush the active Bulls. And then all of a sudden we reversed and we took back 542, took back 549. And right there is when Red Diggity Dog started his road to recovery. Not the recovery you think, but I actually was I was in a bit of a hole myself. I got caught in a little bit of a pain trade, like I think some did in this area of the spies in the end of the summer. If you remember, we played this active sequence so fantastic to the downside, and then bought the blood in the street account right here, made really good money. But in this little end of this move, which was a V crazy bottom, I was pretty short the spies and not long enough, and Red Dog got a little hurt. So anyway, and then right here, if you guys remember, this sideways action, it looked like we were about to break out to the upside into September, and then that happened. So for me, even pros like the Red Dog, loses money, right? We all lose money, and I got in a pretty big hole myself. I've done this before. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I know what to do when I'm in a hole. You flatten out, you get green, you get thinking good, you get, start making good trades, and all of a sudden, it starts to add up. And that kind of happened here. And since then, we've had a really, really nice active sequence to the highs. So I hope those of you on the 630 Club have been making money. I hope that those of you in the Alpha team are doing well. Some of you guys are at your high water mark and killing it. Congratulations. But it's not always like that. So anyway, this is the Alpha team. The Alpha team's right here. They get to see my positions live. Okay, they join. We just had an open house 2 weeks ago. We got some new guys, which is pretty cool. This is where right now there's 225 individuals that trade the market all day long. We interact. By this point of the morning, I've already posted, like on, in the public Twitter, I post probably 3 to 5 charts. I've already posted like 30, all the names that we've been focusing on, tactical ways to go about it. Like NVIDIA. NVIDIA, is our best trade this week. NVIDIA, we were buying NVIDIA right here around 118.60-ish. Remember that trade? It was in options, was in stock. We were freaking crushing it. That news that Jensen came out. I even posted that on public Twitter, and boom, that was a money trade. But then also, as you massage the trade, they get to see, what I do when. Like this morning, I came along NVIDIA. It was down $1 and change. People are like, why is NVIDIA down? I'm like, I don't know. SMCI is down. Let's buy. So you can go 743. It flashes green. That means I added to my position overnight down $1. And then it goes green, goes up 20 cents. And then I trimmed that already, booked some money, stayed with it. And, yesterday I bought some calls, which you could see here, which I, touch, for next week. So anyway, it's just a way to breed confidence into some of the strategies. Some of you guys need it. Everyone needs a little confidence. But anyway, with that being said, those are my positions. I've been massaging for a while, and we've had a really nice move, and now the question is what next? We'll see. You get new flows to start a quarter. You do on Monday. So that could happen, and at this point, we didn't get much traction in the markets, but we had a huge move. So sometimes it's better when the market kind of just settles in there, and then you could find the individual stock action versus not. So let's see. Is anyone who's on here right now? Let's see. This is, by the way, this is what you guys could see if you're on YouTube. You got Rolando Torres in the house. You got Itz is always here, freaking front and center, very, very very consistent. We got Steve Dowling from Massapequa. Great call on BMY. Yeah, actually, I didn't even see what happened there. I'm in options. Is it up today? Ooh, look at that, up $1.80. See that? I didn't even realize that. That's nice. Is it nice? Anyway, so anyway, good morning, everybody. It's my little what's it called? Where was this? This was over here. Oh, so okay, that's good. I have a lot of options for Bristol Myers. Why was I in Bristol Myers? Somebody asked me. Well, look at this nice little chart. I drew this cup and handle a while ago. I bought actually in here, so I figured, hey, maybe there's been a lot of nice, big name companies in the sector doing well. Bristol Myers had a nice chart, so I bought some options. Which options do I have? Well, you go to the Alpha team and you could see my positions. BMY, I got the October 4th 51s. There you go. That's not even a focus. It's just like when you're in a portfolio approach, feeling good and there are good setups, you can kind of go with it. So with that said, is MOS a play, Corey? If you glutton for punishment, you play the cannabis names. I guess it looks a little bit better than it's looked, but anyway, I'm not really over focusing there. Let's go to Mag 7 because Mag 7's been pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, they're taking the turns. And this one was a nice trade above 540, 542, went to 576. I think most guys sold into that. Now we'll see if we could kind of go sideways and go again. Netflix got out of there with the skin of my teeth, and my teeth aren't great. I'm just going to avoid Netflix. Like, you have to give this thing so much room, or just stick with it. And for me, I was buying it in this 707 area when I cleared this spot. And just because I wanted to reduce some positions into strength, I got lucky. I sold it like 724, and then that happened. I would just avoid that for a bit. It's too hard. Some guys are like, what about Apple? Red Dog, you used to be the Apple trader. Well, Apple looks pretty good. I'm long Apple. I remember the Nikkei article about bad shipments. Anyway, that was a nice trade here. Remember a week ago, everyone was getting all bullish on Apple. My guys, Apple just had that rebalance move already, and then it fell $4 into the close. I saved a lot of people a lot of money there. Hopefully that was you. Anyway, it's nice and tight. Nice and tight. I am long some. If you can get above 228.50, maybe I'll add some. This looks as if it looks pretty good. Tesla Joe has been one of my bigger trades in the past 2 weeks. It's been a very hard trade for the last 6 months, but for the last 2 weeks, it's been awesome. Why? Because it's a tradable sequence. All you want is a tradable sequence, not close strong, suffocate you the next day, make you get out, open up the next day, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like what it did here. But, we've been in this Tesla since pretty much 235. This was a nice trade here above 246. You could have sold some strength. I was on the road on a panel. I bought more Wednesday, sold some. I'm riding this. Okay. I sold some puts. I'm in some calls, not calls. I'm in the stock. You look at the weekly chart of Tesla and it's like, wow, again, this has not been the place to be. This is 2021. We're not even where we spent a lot of time in 2021. And this is 2023. So this is all that it's done. So I would think 271 could happen into the robo event or whatever it's called, the robo event, and then the deliveries. But it's been great. It's been great. That's been really good. Microsoft and Google have been out of play. I haven't really looked at them in a while. Amazon, I'm getting a little bit more warm to again. I put this on as a power play here at 178, and it worked out very well. And now it's been going sideways for a while. I think you could probably, I did it yesterday. It doesn't mean you have to. I started accumulating a little bit of the 195 calls. If this market hangs in here and we do continue to get more traction, I would think this takes out the 195. So I probably won't have enough shares, but I want to have some of the stock. So, I'm gonna focus there. I've also been focusing on Bitcoin lately. Bitcoin has been really good. I'm long the IBIT. Sometimes it's a little choppy, but I would think. Here's what I think. I feel like every time I'm at Thanksgiving, I host Thanksgiving. I make a great turkey. I put the turkey recipe out there. That's when Bitcoin is always near its highs and everyone's excited. And my mother-in-law is like, "What's going on with Bitcoin?" And everyone, cab drivers, "What's going on with Bitcoin?" So right now here it's October. So if Bitcoin wanted to start a run, after this friggin' 7-8 month channel, maybe it wants to do this run from now through Thanksgiving. So I'm long IBIT, and I'm going to try and buy dips. I've already bought some, more into the close yesterday, sold some, trading around it, and we'll see if this quadrant could happen. And then you have the Bitcoin guys saying that it's going to go to 100,000. Well, if it's going to go to 100,000, that means IBIT is going to be at $50 at some point. So there's a like, I'm not saying it's going 100,000. I'm just saying that could happen. But for this, you want to be long versus 35.50 and massage it. We've been in this CORZ, which has been absolutely fantastic. Guys in the open house were like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I don't know. A friend of mine from an institution that reads my note that wants to do me a favor says there's some big money behind it. It's one of the better miners. I looked at the chart. It was pretty damn clean. And I started buying it at like $10. And then I've been massaging it like I do everything else. And it's been holding the 8-day. I actually bought more yesterday. At some point, I think it takes out $12.95. They think $18. Then someone else is like, well, this Wolf, WLF, is even better. I was like, well, I've never really seen this before. So I was like, you know what, I'll test a little bit. I bought a little bit yesterday, let the moving averages catch up. And then I looked at the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, this was, as high as 40 and then broke down. And now the weekly chart looks pretty good over here. So I was like, you know what, if some institutions say they're buying this, and I think in one of the filings, one of those guys were buying the hell out of it. So I'm like, you know what, I'll try some. So that's why it's there. I have a reason for everything that I'm doing. If the reason changes, that's when I get out. Or if it doesn't, meaning like all of a sudden it's broke 470, I'd be like, I'm done. I don't care who says they like it or they don't like it. The stock's telling me no. Anyway, with that being said, back in the other, the other stocks, Dell we made really good money on. I just bought a little bit back. It's down 2.5 this morning to see maybe it goes red to green. It perked up really nice, hit 127. I had stock and options going into yesterday. I reduced. So if you reduce into strength, you could buy a dip. That's what we call trim and trail, right? Anyway, be careful. Jeff is watching you. I don't think Jeff is watching the Red Dog, but I would go in the ice barrel with him at any point. I'll take him on. I'll take Tony Robbins on. I went to the Ukraine 4 times to train 100 traders there before the damn Russian bastards invaded. We won't even get into that. And I have the Ukrainian cold plunge record. So that's mind over matter. And people I just said this at one of the conferences I was speaking on Wednesday. Like, why do you go in the ice barrel? I'm like, you know why? I'm like, because, everyone's getting pretty damn soft, including me. Like, all you guys that are trading, that are making a lot of money, you think a bad day, you lose money and you're all heady. I'm like, you're not digging ditches. You're not out there shoveling sugar honey iced tea. You're not laying roofs. You know what? You're in front of your desk and you're sitting there and you're pushing keys. How bad could your day be? So anyway, I do the ice barrel because I want to train my brain for go time. What does go time mean? As a trader, go time means something's about to trigger and something's giving you a signal. You better press those buttons and buy. Or something's not acting well and it looks like it's about to break down. You better get out of there and honor your stop. So go time is training your brain to do things no matter what the condition is, as long as it is the right criteria. So I don't give a sugar honey iced tea. If it's pouring, if it's winter, if it's rainy, I'm going in that ice barrel after 30 minutes in the sauna because I'm supposed to do the right thing, and that's what I want to do. So boom, training my brain for go time. So you need to train your brain for go time, whatever that means to you. Maybe it's not an ice barrel. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it's after you take your dog for a walk or have some relations with your significant other. I don't know. But all in all is for me, I like fitness. I like the way the physiology makes me feel. So every day I wake up, 30 minutes in the sauna, 10-minute ice bath. Then I get my iced coffee. I sit down here, do the 6:30 club, and then I go through a hell of a lot of charts. Anyway, it does strengthen your immune system. It does a lot of things. Okay. But for, all intents and purposes, I think the ice barrels also helps build your mental toughness on doing something you might not want to do on a particular day. You do it anyway. Okay. Because they say, good times create weak people because it's too good, and then, weak people create bad times, and then bad times create strong people, and then strong people create better times. That's the cycle. So you need to figure out how to break that cycle no matter what. Anyway, what else? Neo, I've been in for a while already. I trimmed most of my options. That was a nice play. Could continue. One of my targets was 620, which it did hit. The next target is 710. So, it's fine. I'm not in the stock anymore. I'm just in there. RDFN, who's pounding the table? You are? Let's see. RDFN. Redfin. Kind of like the Red Dog. Let's see what's that doing this morning. RDFN. It's up 36 cents. I think it's all right. You just bought a dip. It's, it turned up yesterday. It's holding the 21 day. All right, there you go. Somebody asked me, why am I in GT? It's just Goodyear tire. It perked up yesterday. I have a bunch of positions. If I'm in a portfolio approach. Yesterday, at the end of the day, if you just go to for a second, it's not doing anything, but I just want to show you like what. So at the end of the day, all of a sudden, this happened. So some people who use volume filters, on the alpha team, like, Red Dog, did you see the volume that just came in at the end of the day? So I was like, oh, let me look at the chart. Maybe something's cooking. So, 1 + 1 = 2 sometimes, or it equals a 0, or it equals 10. That's why I'm in that. I haven't been in this thing for ages. But again, as a trader, some things pop up. Anyway, so with that being said, you got to figure out, do you play these things that just pop up, or do you just have your go-to list, or do you, move around to see where the volume and the action is? I try and do a little bit of everything because I've been doing this for 30 years. But either which way, some guys made really good money in the FXI this week. If that's you, congratulations. Really nice move. With Liz Clayman, I spoke about putting monthly flows into the FXI for China in a lot of my different tweets and this. So hopefully you have something there. People are like, well, I'm going to short it. I'm like, all right, you want to short China now? Look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart just went back to where it was in 2022. This is where China was, for the past decade. So I would not be shorting the FXI, and the FXI probably works its way up to this area at some point once it digests this hell of a move. So anyway, if you didn't have that much China exposure, it's fine. Maybe you're in stocks that did well because of China exposure, etc. So anyway, with that said, it is 9/12. It's the end of the month. It's the end of the quarter. Hopefully you did well. And if you didn't, guess what? The fourth quarter is here. And usually the fourth quarter is an awesome quarter. So make sure you're thinking clearly. You have your mind set. You do things that help you train your brain for go time. You're prepared and you're happy. Because I know a lot of people, I'm 52 years old, and there are a bunch of people that aren't here anymore that were 56, 58, 45, and their number was called. And I'm sure they would have liked to have done a bunch of other things they didn't get to do because they didn't appreciate, the life in front of them. So appreciate your life in front of you, right? Appreciate your 10 toes and fingers, because once you don't have one, you're like, holy shit, I wish I had all my fingers and toes. So appreciate what you have and work for what you want, and just put your head down and do it and stop complaining. Nobody likes a whiner. All right, guys, good luck today.